Hello guys and girls, Raj here, back with another video. This is a special video. We are 1,000 subscribers strong now. So I know what you guys are thinking. Raj, that's only 1,000, what's the big deal? Well, it is big deal to me because I had no idea about YouTube, video editing, filming, anything. So I started this channel early last year, and during the summer, I had only 100 subscribers, and now we have made it to 1,000. I do have a full-time job, family, so I do this for fun, and I love teaching, and what makes me going is you guys' nice comments and compliments. So I'm going to share some of those comments and compliments in this video, show a little bit behind the scenes, answer questions like, am I alone in the room? And also, I'm going to share my very personal tips and tricks about acing a cloud interview. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Okay, so my tip number one is have your GitHub repository ready. So make sure you put some interesting projects in there, and whatever you are learning, some code, some cloud formation, something to show. So it has two advantages. Number one is recruiters goes through so many resumes and LinkedIn profiles. If someone has some GitHub repository with some legitimate stuff or interesting stuff, it kind of makes you stand out. It will help you get the interview call. And the second advantage is you control the conversation around your GitHub repository. Because when you are in an interview, you're always thinking, oh man, what's the next question gonna be? Is it gonna be hard? Is it gonna be easy? But if your interviewer asks you about your GitHub repository, or if it comes up in the conversation, you control the conversation, right? Because you know what's in there. You can demonstrate that you do interesting projects outside of your regular 9-to-5 job, and you know what kind of question to expect. So on that note, make sure you know what's in your GitHub repository. Don't just copy and paste other people's stuff. Tip number two. So this is the most weak areas of candidates. Practice whiteboarding at home, right? So you guys probably study online and then watch YouTube videos, but as soon as you have to do something in the whiteboards, your hands shake and you kind of forget the flow and you don't know the icons and all that stuff that you should draw. You don't need to buy a whiteboard. You can practice it in plain white paper. Just make sure you practice some common design, some common flows, such as like some serverless diagrams, or how do you make a YouTube using AWS services, etc. And I have a full video on tips on how to ace your whiteboarding section of the interview, and I'm going to link that up top, so make sure you watch that. Okay, so most of the times you guys see me from this angle and think, okay, I am by myself, alone in the room, recording and doing my stuff. However, little did you guys know that I have two more people in the room. Well, people as in not humans, but two more living beings. So let me show you. This is Dodger, my 9-year-old furry kid. So he's always hanging out with me because he's old like me, and he has listened to every YouTube video, and every time I study for a certification exam, he's always there with me. I'm pretty confident if Dodger can click a mouse, he can actually pass AWS Solutions Architect Associate exam at this point. And this is Shadow, my 9-month-old German Shepherd. She's a teenager in dog years, so she does crazy things, so we don't question her much. But these two are always hanging out with me during the evening when I record and study and stuff. So now you guys know I'm not alone in the room. Tip number three, demonstrate that you know recent announcements, changes, etc. So for example, like Microsoft bought LinkedIn and GitHub, AWS acquired Cloud Endure, or maybe there is some big change in some service. So this is what, January 2020. So AWS cut the price of EKS control plane by half. So that's a big announcement for all the enterprises that uses Kubernetes on EKS. So make sure you don't have to like learn super deep. Just go through the major announcements, what's happening in the cloud industry, and demonstrate that during your conversation with the interviewer. It kind of shows that you are not just in it for the money. It shows that you are generally interested in the cloud industry, and even for future enhancements, you will study and keep up. Tip number 4, adjust your answers based on the title. So let me give you an example, right? Let's say you are going for a senior developer or a tech lead position, right? And the interviewer asks you, hey, how will you implement a DevOps strategy with infrastructure as code? So you can go deep in technical, like you can say that, okay, so I can use Code Pipeline or Jenkins. Jenkins have different kind of plugin. This plugin requires this kind of commands, this kind of APIs. Some things to look out for is this API throttling, this, that, etc. Right? But let's say the position is for like a senior architect or like a senior manager or like a lead kind of role, and the same question get asked, right? So don't go too much into commands and stuff. When someone is hiring you for a lead position or in a management position, they want to know that you can lead the whole group. So say like, yes, we can integrate infrastructure as code because it exposes APIs such as CloudFormation APIs, CDK, and then I can integrate with Code Pipeline and Jenkins or any other popular tools. However, one value I can bring to the table is I can teach the whole team on that. Maybe once in a couple weeks, we could arrange a hack day where we have a competition on who can make the most efficient DevOps pipeline. Maybe we could have like a or like some fun little competition or internal class. So tweak the answers based on the position. This 1K subscriber video won't be complete without me thanking you guys. You guys and girls are freaking awesome. Your comments and kind words motivate me and energize me to make better videos. These are some of the comments that I got, but there are more, so I apologize if your name doesn't appear here, but I really appreciate each one of them and know that I read each one of them. Tip number 5, go to hackathons and other events. The reason is twofold. One is, if you go to a hackathon, and if it's a good hackathon, then you can always put that in your resume, and again, you control the conversation around that, right? So you can always mention in the beginning, generally interviewer always asks, tell me something about yourself and stuff. So you can always sneak in that you went to this hackathon and you won or something, or you participated and you really like that kind of stuff. And then if the interviewer dives deep on that and asks you about the hackathon, you control what kind of questions you will get. A second advantage is some hackathons, let's say serverless conference hackathon, they always mix people from different companies. So you can always make connections, and in case someone is like in a senior architect level or a management level and they're looking to hire, there is always a chance that you can impress them during the hackathon, and that can play a major advantage. Okay, that is the video. Hopefully these tips help you ace your next cloud interview. Also again, thank you guys and girls. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.